Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and today we're making blue velvet cake. It is an amazing recipe, and it's incredibly elegant. The ingredients for this dish are flour, cocoa powder, baking powder, butter, sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, milk, blue food coloring, and the frosting's made with butter, cream cheese, powdered sugar, vanilla extract, and just a little milk for thinning. First, we combine our dry ingredients, which is 3 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon baking powder, 1 tablespoon cocoa powder. I hate sifting, so I'm going to use a whisk, and I'm going to aerate that flour. That's what sifting does. I'm putting my dry ingredients aside, and I'm going to do my wet ingredients. And that is 1/2 cup of butter, which is the same as 1 stick. Now that is soft. It's at room temperature. I'm going to add 1 3/4 cup granulated sugar, and that's your basic white ground sugar. I put 4 eggs in this recipe. Let's combine this. So add your 1 cup of milk and put that vanilla extract in there. I'm using 2 teaspoons. Now while you're mixing it, add your flour mixture a little bit at a time. There is a real issue when you're making cakes. You do not want to overblend it. If you overblend that cake, it's going to be tough. You want it light and fluffy but velvety creamy. Now take a look at that color. That is a chocolatey cake. We added that tablespoon of cocoa powder in there. But here comes magic. This is going to be blue velvet, as beautiful as the crown jewels. We're going to add in our blue food coloring. Now, I want it really luscious blue, so I add a little more, because at first that color is green. I don't want green, I want blue. Now I'm happy with that blue. Okay, make sure you have your cake pans prepared. I'm using an 8-inch round cake pan, 9-inch or fine too. I throw a little bit of corn oil in it. Any oil you got is fine, even butter. I just take a paper towel, wad it up, and I move that grease around. There we go. Then I throw a little flour in it and just swirl it around the pan. This takes only 10 seconds. Don't bother buying that expensive stuff that you spray on in the pan. You know, I'm happy to do it this way. We always have oil and flour in our kitchen. So let's put the batter in the pan. Now I just use a little paddle in there because it saves me from having to clean something else. And I just try to estimate 50%. Now that is what's important, and the reason is you want your cake to cook evenly in the oven. Then the next thing you do is you want to get it level, because you don't want that big hump in the middle like a turtle's back. So go like that. We're good. Now we're going to put them into a 350-degree preheated oven. Space them out so you have an even distribution of the heat. Bake your cake in that 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And let me tell you why. Every oven's different. So check it after 20, and if it looks quite undone, leave it another 3 to 4 minutes. But by no means overcook that cake, because if you do, it's going to be dry and icky. While our cake is cooking, let's put together our frosting. It takes 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. Room temperature is perfect. And 1.5 sticks of butter. That's equal to 3/4 a cup. Let's combine those two together. Let's add 1 teaspoon vanilla. I'm adding 4 cups of powdered sugar, a little bit at a time. As that gets really thick, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of milk at a time. It's about 1 teaspoon of milk for every cup of powdered sugar. Let's put the rest of our powdered sugar in now. My frosting recipes always are a little bit bigger than normal because I never like to run out of frosting on a cake. It is all combined, and that's a beautiful consistency for our frosting. Here's the big surprise with that blue velvet cake. You always wonder how they get those beautiful colored sugars at your grocery store, and they cost so much money. Let me show you how it's done. Here is plain granulated sugar. And here's that blue food coloring. To that granulated sugar, you just throw a few drops of your beautiful blue food coloring. Isn't that magic? I love this trick. It's a trick for all ages, I think. Look at that great blue sugar you made to top your cake. How fun was that? Okay, put that toothpick in, and it came out clean. That has been 25 minutes. We have to let our cakes thoroughly cool before we frost them, because if we don't, that creamy base to our frosting is going to make a big mess. It's going to run all over our cakes. It's been an hour and a half, and the cake has cooled down, so we need to take it out of those pans. So I take a knife, and I go around the cake. Now this is how we get the cake to stack up properly. It plunks when it's ready. Next we center it with whatever we're going to be displaying our cake on. Okay. We did it. So let's frost our first layer with that great frosting. That cream cheese and that butter and that frosting is the perfect cream cheese frosting, so save that recipe for lots of cakes. So I put a whole bunch on the top, and around we go. Time for the second layer. Here goes my knife around the edges. My trick. Plop. So with your hand, put it on the bottom of that cake, and up we go. Center your top layer right on top of your frosting. So what I do is I put it on top first, just a little bit. So now let's do our sides. Now it's time to decorate our blue velvet cake. I'm just making sure my sugar isn't sticking together. And we're going to make a cute little design, so watch this. I just pinch that sugar, and I'm gonna go around that cake in a circle, just following the outline. This is a fun art project. Oh man, let's see what's inside. This is gonna be my best bite of today. This is velvet, blue velvet, fit for royalty. Subscribe to my channel, and bon appetit.